Good afternoon, everybody. Uneducated economist here. So, I've had a few people ask me if the economy is collapsing and if there is a crisis underway. And I think to myself, this really must be coming from the mainstream media narrative, or at least from some of the social media or conversations that are being pushed out there, coming from confusion, misguided information, just fear, uncertainty, and doubt in general. Because most of the time, when I think about what's happening within the economy, I think to myself, I've positioned myself in a way that I think I can handle this. So it doesn't collapse for me. So when I think about a collapsing economy, I think to myself, well, there's some people who do really well in a collapsing economy. Are you trying to figure out how to position yourself so that you can take advantage of it, or are you worried about your outcome? Because most of the time when I hear the question, it's because they're worried about their outcome. And I think, well, is it because you're worried about the way that you positioned yourself? How did you do that? Did you position yourself in a way that says, I'm going to be subject to the pain and misery of things that are happening on an external with no understanding of what that external could actually do to me? I mean, is that what's creating this fear, uncertainty, and doubt? Because when you understand the economy and you understand what's happening within the financial markets, when you understand what's happening within the jobs markets, when you understand what's happening within the global markets, and you understand how monetary policy works, and you think about it, how it is that you position yourself, you don't really get that worried about it. You're worried about how things could end up. If there's a collapse of the dollar, that would be quite, extraordinarily painful for many people, including most people in the United States, considering that everything is backed by the dollar. But not everybody is positioned for a complete failure if that was to happen. Some people have positioned themselves in a way that says if the dollar weakens significantly, that they're going to do okay. And if the dollar strengthens significantly, they're going to do okay. Because they thought about how it is that the global financial markets truly work, and how it is that the dollar is going to be used as a world reserve currency, and how that actually impacts the domestic economy. Now, when you think about the domestic economy and you think about what it is that the Federal Reserve is mandated to do, and you think about how it is that they are in a position in which that there is a demand for their liability that is outside of the United States, this is a very tough position to be in. And now most people would be so confused by it that they couldn't possibly be making decisions for themselves anymore. And see, now this is the unfortunate consequence of having an economy that is so complicated, so vastly financially based by all the rules and regulations of the powers that be out there, that so many people have no idea on what it is that they could do to deal with the situation. So they just blame politics. They just look at the politicians and they say, hey, you need to fix this situation. You need to hurry up and pass laws that prevent these things from happening, or encourage these other things other things to take place. And now I think to myself, all this time, how is it that I'm going to position myself today according to what I can see, not what it is that needs to be done so that my position is going to be the appropriate one? How is it that I make this current condition the appropriate one? See, I think about monetary policy and what it is that the Federal Reserve had been saying for months and years and decades leading up to the great financial crisis and then COVID. And I think to myself, man, there is something at play here that is not being spoken. And if I play my cards right, I should be able to position myself quite well for this. And now I'm looking at a time when people are crying and thinking about how horrible this economy is, and if it's collapsing and if we're in a crisis situation. I think to myself, I'm paying my bills on time, and I'm saving, and I'm buying into assets. Who is it that's suffering right now except for the people who have no clue about what it is that they're supposed to be doing, because they have no understanding about what it is that's happening within the economy? See, here's the thing. Most people don't realize you have to own it for yourself. There's nothing that can happen on the external that is going to make your life any better. And all the people who say, oh, yes, there is, are going to sit around and wait for that to happen. See, that's the point of this channel and the live streams that I do on a regular basis. Every single day I put out a live stream video. every day. We're breaking this stuff down, looking through the questions, having the conversation. The comment section on my live streams are probably the best on the internet. It is pure gold. And people who are missing out on that conversation, they're missing out on the real understanding of what it is that a working class individual can do in order to conduct themselves in this economy. Because understanding what is happening and understanding why it is it's becoming so difficult, understanding the 4 economic theories, learning about the credible threat theory, this has given so many people who have followed this channel the ability to make these decisions for themselves that then they find themselves doing so much better. And they're not worried. And they're not asking me if the economy is collapsing or if they're in a crisis situation. They don't ask me that question anymore because they feel very confident in what it is that they are doing. Come back for the live stream. I'm going to immediately upload this video and go and start live streaming. Come check us out. Come have the conversation. Uneducated Economist, you let me know.